Depending on configuration, this Kalmar Reachstacker can lift containers weighing up to 42 or 45 tonnes. It comes in quite a large Kalmar branded box and the model is visible inside. And this machine has its own name, it's called Gloria. Well, the one thing you can say about Gloria is that she shouldn't be kept inside a box. So let's try and set her free so she can strut her stuff. There are two plastic formers and for some reason they're stapled together on this model rather than taped. But fortunately it's not too difficult to prise the plastic formers apart. Inside the packaging is the big Kalmar Reachstacker, and to give it something to do there's also a container. There's no information about the real machine or the model, and there's one bit of packaging to remove. And once that's out there's no assembly to do because this model is complete out of the box. Starting with the Kalmar on its back, there's really no detail to speak of. The tyres are hard rubber and the wheels are plastic and a little bit toy-like. The body casting is fairly simple, but there are metal handrails and textured walkways. The cab is plastic and the windscreen was smeared on the review model. The first section of the boom is metal and there's a painted beacon light at the bottom. The telescopic section of the boom and the container handling gear is all plastic. There is some reasonable detail though, including the slewing motors and toothed ring. And to complete the model there's a plastic container which has some graphics but no paintwork to highlight details. Once again the Kalmar is on its back as we look at the wheels, and it's good that they all spin independently rather than being joined to common axles. The rear wheel steering is a bit clunky with kind of a strange mechanism. The axle seems to move a bit, as do the wheels. With the Kalmar the right way up we can test the rolling movement, and it does moderately well on the test track in a straight line. The steering is a bit fiddly to set, but once it's done it does allow the model to move in a smooth curve. One interesting feature is the cab because it slides from a parking position to an operating position. And if we move on to the container handling equipment, the boom can be raised on its rams. It is however very stiff and a little bit jerky rather than completely smooth. Next, to get extra height, the telescopic plastic section can be pulled out. And again it doesn't quite have the feel of precision model engineering. At the end of the boom the container handling equipment can rotate from side to side. And it also has adjustable telescopic ends so it can pick up containers of different sizes. One other thing it can do to obtain flexibility in placing the container is that the whole arrangement can be offset from one side to the other. Now it's on to the genuine imitation real life test as we move forward to pick up the container. Now the way that this is supposed to work is that there are little tabs which hang down from the container handling equipment and they're supposed to press into holes on the container. However, on the review model they didn't line up properly, so some extra work was needed on the container to widen out the holes a little bit, and that was just done with a small screwdriver. Eventually, after some fiddling about, you can connect the container to the handler, and then you can lift it up. With that done, the big Kalmar is then able to move about to place the container where you want it. You can extend the boom fully with the container on the end, but then you can see why a lot of the model is in plastic, and that's because it's just about on the point of tipping. Overall, this is quite a big model and therefore it is reasonably priced. However, the extensive use of plastic and some of the manufacturing aspects means that it's not of the highest quality. If you can accept those issues, then overall it's okay to recommend.